the sooner we don't give a fuck about the system.
About paying bills.
Right. The shorter the suffering time is. The more we put into worrying about paying the bills, because look, if everybody at the same time stop paying bills, this the problem that we really truly face with. If everybody at the same side say, I'm not paying my gas bill, you know who responsibility to fall on it at that point?
That government.
The government. The government then is obligated by demand of the people to pay the light bills. Unilaterally across the board. They already been contracted to do that. But the people are allowing them to force them to pay something with the fiat currency, which is just a marker, which is an IOU. Right? When the contract was in play, we had the sovereign right to issue an IOU as a legitimate currency under that system. Now, the fiat currency system is being dismantled piece by piece. Right? So, when this system is dismantled, in order for the new system to come up, millions of people going to lose their lights, their gas. They're going to try to serve evictions on y'all. But the landlord see what's going on, he's going to suck it up and not worry about it because he's going to get compensated when the new system come up. But we going to go through a period where everybody going to have to take a little bit of this bump, this suffering shit, in order to get free, because freedom ain't free. You obligated to do something in the name of freedom in order to get free. And sometimes it requires you to make a sacrifice you don't want to make. That's why I make sure I align my business up to the point where I don't have any of those ties. Right? I got what you call residuals. The residuals come in the form of like social media setups. Since the contract has been claimed, right, or closed, and everything has been claimed by me, then I'm not really under contract to the social media. I seize that shit. I seize it for the purposes of informing the people of what's taking place in real time, right? So their contract has it's non-enforceable contract because I claimed everything on behalf of the people, right? So in my telephone, these are contracts that when I seized it, they become non-enforceable contracts. Right? Now, all we got to do is push a little harder on Trump ass, actually. Military intelligence has this shit every step of the way, and the 200 mules is just the tip of it. No, what was it called? Was it 200 mules? Yeah, 200 mules. Talking about now, if you know, now we just two average dudes. Now, before we get into this part of the conversation, you got to look at this. You got the greatest military team assembled in history in the Pentagon. You think these motherfuckers don't know what could be done to give the people back their shit? You think they're gonna keep overlooking this shit if I see it? I see it. They can't overlook it.
Like you said, we I would say low on the totem pole, but yeah, we two regular dudes. So you got the site, then they definitely can see it.
Yeah, because they got more insider information than me. Right? And if they got more insider information than me, and I can see it from the little bit of information I got, they know exactly what's going on. So they know. All they have to do now is they don't have to do nothing. All they got to do is monitor. They got the motherfucker hacking the computers on camera, the TV screen, the computer screen while he hacking it. They got the electronic where you push the enter on the keyboard, and at the same time, it's sending all that information that's on the screen over to the computer system. They was filming that asshole while he was doing that dumbass shit. Now, how do they know where to film him at? The Secret Service, the KGB, MI5, MI6. Intelligence communities around the world been linked up to overthrow this tyranny. But in the process, they was crossing each other out left and right. So if we know it, we've seen that the modus operandi is clearly visible to the naked eye without no extra shit. They don't have to do no deep investigation, just the surface look. The MO can be seen. Now, all they have to do now is catch it on camera. That's all they got to do is catch it on camera. Once they catch it on camera, right? All they got to do then is present the conspiracy to the public. But they stalling, the white hat stalling, because they using the time that they stalling for the people to become aware of what has actually taken place. And it's not just me, it's hundreds of us on social media just telling the story. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's hundreds of us on social media that know the story, thousands of us is now receiving the information.
And that's going to be that snowball effect.
That's where we at with it. Sooner or later, this shit got to be brought out in the open because they can only hold it a secret for so long.
Yeah, we out of that age.
Yep. So when they get to the point where they can't keep it, where they can't let the narrative run its rogue course, rogue also spells rouge, which means red,
Right.
which ties to the Red Lodge. When they get on running its course, it has to be made known to the public, because you can't change the government over and don't put the people in the position to know that you changing the government over. We getting rid of these motherfucking rapists, pedophiles, baby rapers, motherfucking child traffickers, women traffickers. We getting rid of these motherfuckers. Right? And the only way we gonna ever be aware of that is if somebody come along and tell us. So once we all become aware, we all get on board with the agenda that we agree. The agenda that affects the most people is to reclaim the earth. That's the only thing that we can do that make any sense. Exercise the first right to the earth right, which is the women's right to the wealth of the earth. Then you exercise the blood right of the KNG family leadership role, which is you got to be a straight bump. Right? I mean, you got to stand up, take the motherfucking drama, whichever side it come from. The wicked or the righteous, but you don't got to get involved in that shit. In your God mind, you above all that shit. The only way to rise above it all, right, is to have no interest in either side. My interest is in neither side. My interest is in my big mama told me leave no stone unturned, and my mama told me don't let nobody take my sibling's shit. My sister's shit been took, and I'm giving it back. That's all. Ain't nothing else to it. That's it. That's my entire agenda right there. Big mama told me to get my people's shit back. Mama told me that somebody took my sister's shit and to get it back. My whole agenda is to get their shit back. I don't care what happened after that. I can go live in the woods, in the hut, in the dirt. It don't matter to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you put the power where it goes, everything gonna run the way it's supposed to run.
Mm-hmm. So that's a good segue into this next question. But basically, you were just saying, Mama gave you the play. You out here running it.
Mm-hmm.
Paige Flowers came with, now since the contract is closed, how long do you think it'll take to establish our tribes and kick the imposters out? It's hard because our people aren't ready to stop working and filing paperwork.
You know, that's a good question, but no man know the day or the hour. That means that the women is more privy to the dates than we are, right? Because they are the ones in control of the earth rights. One of the earth rights is to establish events according to prescribed time frames. If we get enough women to give a deadline date, it can be tomorrow. It's over, right? but they have to do it together in a group, right? And so right now we on each one reach one. We're trying to get information that raises the conscious awareness of the condition.
So is that why they used to have multiple oracles working together to kind of see the vision of what was going to happen? And
Yep.
They were all winning, but it was like at least 5 or sometimes 3.
So what normally when you see multiple oracles, they all got a different gift. One might be a tarot reader. One might read runes, right? One might be clairvoyant, where they see things. Some of them is clairaudient, where they hear things, right? And some of them is clairkinesthetic, where they feel things. And they learn how to translate the feeling according to experience. Experience of life teaches them how to translate their gift into a term that they can tell you what they seeing, what Big Mama is saying with the oracle, right? Once they do this, you're looking at the same problem with entirely different tools of perception, right? So it's like doing an attack with all of the branches of the military or just one.
Because they have different characteristics and abilities.
Yeah, but
that makes
sense. I don't know how.
Captain
I don't know how long it's gonna take, but I do know everybody gonna have to go through a rough patch before it get easy.
Darkest before the dawn.
Yep.
Good ass question, Paige. Good question. Somebody said, now why did they report Larry Hoover denouncing the GDs?
Because we growth and development now. We ain't got nothing to do with Gangster Disciples. Gangster Disciples is a government flagged terrorist organization. Growth and Development is a political activist group and a tribal organizing mechanism. 2 different things totally. Right? So remember what Tupac or Biggie said in that sitting in the park about Tupac dying? He said, I gotta take my power. Now, since he gone, I gotta take my power and do what with it? Remember what he said? Flip it. Flip it. Right? So what he mean by that is you take something that they use as our oppression and you flip it. Use it for a come up. Right? We've been changed from Gangster Disciples to Growth and Development. That's not new.
Right. I was gonna say that's been a minute.
But some people hold on to the mob mentality of the ignorant. Whereas if they was Growth and Development, they would be gravitating more to the organizational structure and the rethinking of the problems in the community to solve problems. That's the difference between Gangster Disciples and Growth and Development. Those who still identify with the old Gangster Disciples is the ones doing the dirt, using Larry's name, dirtying up his name. The ones who are Growth and Development, you might not ever know they Growth and Development until they say free Larry Hoover. Because it's a whole different topic, a whole different agenda. Growth and Development is coming organic from the land up on a new awareness, and the Gangster Disciple is predicated up on the old awareness of an adolescent mind. You gotta remember, Larry was a baby when he got locked up. I was 5 years old when he got locked up. I'm an old ass man now.
Right.
So he has no affiliation with the Gangster Disciples. That's not all that is a ploy to hold him back in prison. Is to make him say Gangster Disciple. He have to denounce Gangster Disciple because he's not Gangster Disciple no more.
Yeah, he ain't gonna get out if he still repping that too.
Well, that's one thing. And the Gangster Disciple doesn't stand under the same principles as Growth and Development. Growth and Development is the organization that created the LSD Union, the Lord Stone's Disciple Union. Right? Where Angel Bay, Larry Hoover, and a few others was Vice Lord elites was instrumental in trying to get out of that mentality of gang banging and push us to this understanding of what brain banging is. Right? So they don't want us to continuously kill each other in the street using those old monikers. And those old monikers is what the government was using as the tool to enforce COINTELPRO mandates. So if you want to get the leadership back on the land, you have to go from the government's criminal enterprise to the organic land tribal restructure. All he is just the head of the family. Really, to us. To them, he was the leader of the gangster disciples. He's never been the leader of a gang to the family.
Right.
To the family, he's been the leader of the family.
Right.
To the government, he's been the leader of a gang.
And
so
that's that whole to him, to one person, like it's almost like our God is their devil, their devil is our God.
That's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it is. I couldn't have said that no better myself. Because if you want to rule, the people that's the biggest threat to your rule is the people that you want incapacitated or dead. Right? And for some reason, you just can't kill everybody. It's some of us that none of us won't kill.
It's just that protected.
It's that connected to the family.
Mm.
Right? Where certain ones of us can walk into a hostile situation of two opposing factions and say, what the fuck is y'all doing? And they'll listen. Whereas others of us that'll try to do the same shit and they gonna do his ass.
Mm.
Right there on the spot, he ain't gonna make it.
Right.
He got in their business. But it's certain ones of us that when we step into that, hey, cut it out. This is what's going on. Right? They listen.
Mm-hmm.
They know we know who each other is, even if we don't consciously know. Subconsciously, we know.
That's real. I saw that the other day. Buddy just walked up on these two kids fighting and stopped the fight. While everybody, it was a big crowd of people just watching them fight. People were trying to stop them from fighting. They wouldn't stop. But he walked up. He was an innocent bystander. Just got off the bus or something. Walked up and said, "Look, y'all fighting for what?" And then made them shake hands after he calmed them down. Made them give each other a hug or something silly like that.
Look, I got a homeboy from Pontiac named Juan Wall. He bless his spirit. He gone to the other side. But me and Juan had crews that beef with each other. We bump into each other in the joint and start talking, kicking, having conversation. And we both agreed that had I known him and had a conversation with him back then, we could have squashed all that bullshit. But, you know, we ride or die with our homeboys, but we don't take the time to take the leadership position to make sure our homeboys ain't doing no fuckery.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we all got homeboys that start shit and then we got to come clean it up for them.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we just stop them niggas from starting shit? Seriously.
No, that's real.
You won't need no cleanup, man.
Not at all.
What's next on the questions?
This one is from Boom Man. Should I start an LLC under this system or wait till the system is completely over with? The latter.
I would wait till it's over with. I can only tell you what I would do. Because just because I would do it don't mean that you will or you're supposed to. You're supposed to follow what you feel is right in your heart and make the best decisions you can according to the circumstances and the situation. Right? But I wouldn't build one. I would be doing research right now on the family bank, on the restructuring of the family, trying to find out and assess the talents and the skills of everybody in the family so I can know who to put over the family medical treatment and the treatment of the elders and the women that's pregnant. I know in the family who to put over finance. I know who over family to put over family gathering, what we call the planning committee. I would be trying to find that stuff out for the flip right now because we almost there.
Mm. Okay, so one fire one, but I think she took the question. Okay, here it is. This. Oh, go ahead. You still have some more.
Go ahead.
This one was fire. She said somewhere she noticed that there were. Where'd it go? I came across some information about women having 5 elixirs that are housed inside the womb. Have you heard of that? And is that true?
It's complicated. Most of that is in the women's archive. I don't have access to some of that information, but some of the women do. That's yoni priestesses. I personally wouldn't answer this question but I would refer to a yoni priestess to answer it. Because even if I did know the answer, when I started talking about what's going on inside of their vagina, in due respect, you should be having the women talk to the women about it.
That's real. Okay, here's one. Please interpret why I keep having dreams of me being kidnapped, trapped. I always end up escaping. Topic, but it's dream interpretation.
Yeah, dream interpretation is variables that go with interpreting a dream, right? So you need to get a feel for what a person is going through in their personal life, because the kidnapped and you breaking free could be somebody trying to usurp your power, but you reclaiming your power back. It could be just that simple. Or it could be attached to a bunch of colors and numbers that'll make it have even more detail to the meaning.
Yeah, they really are. Like, I'm getting fired interpreting my own dreams now, to where like pretty much like the first one, the really pivotal one that I had, it took me like a year to understand what it was. It's like but I write my dreams down, either that or put them in a note in my voice notes. And then like a year later, I went back and listened to the dream, and I'm like, oh damn, that's what that was. Because I think I was going through a lot of stress, but literally, I don't know, but I sing, and so I'm just out here like running away from whoever I'm running, and I end up in the back of a church, run through the church, and then run on stage. I guess some act had just finished. Maybe they was having a talent concert. I run on stage, man, and me and the 2 people that were with me start performing, and we start performing Grateful. When I'm telling you, Rod, I'm singing my ass off, like like the best shit you probably would ever hear. Like, I sound amazing. Not to say my voice ain't fire, but, and I get back. You
were singing in a dream?
And I'm talking about in the pews behind me, Rod. So there was a pews down in front of me. There was the stands down in front of me, in front of the stage, was just young people dressed like they was going to a Future concert, right? And then up behind me was basically like pews, and they was all dressed up older people, like the elders. They was suited and booted, and I'm running up and down the stairs with the old people. I'm back there with the old people. I let my 2 homies, serenade the women in front, the young people, and I'm vibing, fam. Like, I'm talking about running up and down the steps, and then when I finally get to the bottom, like all this energy just overcame me, and then a woman got behind me. Like, I start crying in the dream. A woman got behind me and literally just said, "I got you," and I fell into her arms. Right. And then a man was right behind her, and he was like, "This is what you're supposed to be doing." I didn't know what the fuck the woman represented at the time. That was Big Mama telling me she got me. I just need to relax. You know what I'm saying? And stop worrying about things. And then the dude, that's what I call Papa Spirit. The guy was Papa Spirit. Like, this is how I see you spreading the message I need you to spread. So, but yeah, them dreams is different. Them dreams can really like show you and reveal certain parts of yourself for real.
And look, Royal Bo wrote, so if the government is not what we need to worry about, what do we need to prepare for? And right, so and do we do so? So look, the government, when we say the government ain't nothing to fear or to worry about, it's because that government is gone. The preparation is because when one government folds, the financial system got to change to something else. The political structure has to be changed to something else. During these changes, it's just like a woman giving birth. You go through the labor pains, right? So a woman got 9 months to prepare to go through her labor pains unless you have a preemie. But normally she's going to, on average, have about 9 months to go through her labor pains and to focus her mental to switch over to being a mother. Right? It's the same thing when this government switch. The hard, though you preparing for is you preparing for the you preparing for during the transitional period. Pay attention. You got food, all of this GMO shit being destroyed in real time. This is not a joke.
Nah, left
but
and
when
right.
in 80% of our food supply to 98% of it is all GMO. So you need to get something to sustain you until the GMO shit is replaced on the shelves where you can go to the store again. Right? You need to be prepared. This is what you're preparing for. You're not preparing for nothing from the government. Them stupid motherfuckers ain't finna do nothing.
Just trying to instill fear with their propaganda.
Yeah. A few months back, I did a video. This question that's up in the box now. I did a video, and I was reaching out to Dane Calloway to secure records, our records that go way back.
They got them in the Vatican, don't they?
No, not those. These are here on our land. They in the national parks. The biggest archive is in it's in the Plains states. I think it's in Missouri. But anyway, in the video, I was going over showing where our family books was, or our family grimoire. Family grimoire, or we call them our family's book of life. And this is where where our books end is where their system picks up.
So that's that family Bible that people used to have, and that's where they get that concept from.
Right. So the Bible was the transitional book. But before the Bible came over here, we was keeping records in the family book. It was just called the family book. Some people called it Big Mama